Belgium, Brussels. 1890.
Why are you living Paris?
Because the cost of living here in Paris very high, and the gay social life in the city is hampering my literary works.
Sure. Isn't it because you're running away from a girl in London?
Of course not. The prices here are just really high.
Well, then you can stay in my place without paying any rent.
Thank you, but no thanks, my friend.
January 281,890. Ruthal arrived at Belgium, Brussels. Ruthal left Paris for Brussels for two reasons. 1. The cost of living in Paris was very expensive. 2. The gay social life of the city of hampered his literary works, especially the writing of his second novel Il Filibusterismo, Life in Brussels. He was accompanied by Jose Albert when he moved to Brussels. They stayed in a boarding house at 38 Rue Philippe Champagne. The boarding house is run by two Jacobi sisters named Suzanne and Marie. Ruthal lived this house when he wrote his novel Il Filibusterismo in 1890 to 1891. He also wrote articles for La Solidaridad and letter for his family and friends. Articles published in La Solidaridad during his sojourn in Brussels. Ruthal wrote articles for La Solidaridad in defense of his oppressed people and to point out the evils of Spanish rule in the Philippines. He also spent his remaining time doing gymnastic in the gymnasium. He also target practice and fencing at the armory. While in Brussels, his article was published in La Solidaridad entitled Sobre la Nueva Ortografía de la Lengua Tagala, the new orthography of the Tagalog language. In this article, he laid down the rules of the new Tagalog orthography. Ruthal criticizes Madrid Filipinos for gambling. Ruthal received news from Juan Yuna and Valentin Ventura that the Filipinos in Spain were destroying good name of their nation by gambling too much. Ruthal wrote to M.H. del Pilar to remind Filipinos in Madrid that they did not come to Europe to gamble, but to work for their fatherland's freedom. The gambling Filipinos in Madrid were angry when they learned of Ruthal's moralizing. They called him Papa Pope instead of Peep. Bad news from home. The Calamba agrarian trouble was getting worse. Don Francisco refused to pay high rents imposed by the Dominican landlords. Dominican order filed cases to dispossess Ruthal family of their land in Calamba. Relatives were deported Paciano, Antonio Lopez, Sylvester, Ubaldo Manuel Hidalgo. Presentiments of his death. He had bad dreams during the nights in Brussels. He feared he would not live longer, was not afraid to die, not until he finished his second novel. In a letter to M.H. del Pilar, Ruthal wrote, "Sad presentiments assaults me, though I do not give them entire credence. In my childhood, I had a strange belief that I would not reach 30 years of age. I am preparing myself for death. Long ever ready is my true name. Preparation to go home. We have only once to die, and if we do not die well, we lose the opportunity which will not again be presented to us. Riza." The end.